Salut! Bienvenue à la classe français. Je m'appelle Mademoiselle Ose. Hello! Welcome to French class. My name is Miss Ose. Comment allez-vous? J'espère que vous allez très bien. How are you doing? I hope you're doing very, very well. Always remember that French is a beautiful language. It is easy to learn, and we're going to have fun learning it together. Now, today we're going to be learning about our verbs. Yes, our verbs. We're going to learn how to conjugate our verbs. In our last class, we learned how to conjugate our verbs. Our verbs. Verbs like parler, écouter, aimer, manger, regarder. Now, verbs are verbs that ends with and we learned how to conjugate them in the last class. Now, for today's lesson, we're going to learn the verbs. The verbs. And what are verbs? Verbs are verbs that ends with IR. They are verbs that ends with IR. They are verbs that ends with IR, or their endings are IR. Now, the very first example of verbs that ends with IR is the verb to accomplish. Accompli, accompli, accompli. Can we say that? Accompli. Very good. J'accomplis. I accomplish. Tu accomplir. You accomplish. Il accomplit. He accomplish. Elle accomplit. She accomplish. Now let's go to the plural form of a verb. We have nous accomplissons. Nous accomplissons. We accomplish. Vous accomplissez. Vous accomplissez. Can we say that? Vous accomplissez. You accomplish. Ils accomplissent. Elles accomplissent, which means they accomplish. Now let's look at the very next verb, which is the verb to build. Bâtir. Can we say that? Bâtir. Bâtir is the verb to build. Now, if I want to say I build, how would I say that? Very good. Je bâtis. What about you build? Tu bâtis. He builds. Il bâtit. She builds. Elle bâtit. What about we build? Can we say that? Very good. Nous baptisons. Nous baptisons. You build. Vous baptisez. Vous baptisez. They build. Ils baptisent. Elles baptisent. Now we just conjugated the verb to build. The verb to build. Now the very next verb is the verb to choose. Choisir. Can we say that? Choisir. Encore. Choisir. Very good. The verb to choose. Je choisis. Je choisis. Je choisis. Tu choisis. Tu choisis. Il choisit. Elle choisit. I choose. You choose. He choose. She choose. Now let's continue. Nous choisissons. Nous choisissons. Can we say that? Nous choisissons. Vous choisissez. Vous choisissez. Il choisit. Elle choisit. We choose. Vous choisissez, you choose. Remember that vous is a formal way of saying you. Vous choisissez, you choose. Il choisit and elle choisit. They choose. Now, the very next verb we're going to be looking at is the verb to grow. The verb to grow, which is grandir. Grandir. Je grandis. Je grandis. I grow. Tu grandis. Tu grandis. You grow. Il grandit. Il grandit. Elle grandit. Elle grandit. He or she grows. Now let's look at nous grandirons. Nous grandirons. We grow. Vous grandirez. Vous grandirez. You grow. Ils grandiront. They grow. Elles grandiront. They grow. Very good. Now let's look at the next verb, which is the verb to succeed. The verb to succeed. Réussir. 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 Je réussis. I succeed. Je réussis. Tu réussis. You succeed. Tu réussis. Il réussit. Elle réussit. He or she succeeds. He or she succeeds. Now let's look at the plural form. Nous réussissions. Réussissions. Nous réussissions. We succeed. Vous réussissez. Vous réussissez. You succeed. Il réussit. Elle réussit. Can we say that now? Nous réussissons. Nous réussissons. Vous réussissez. Il réussit. Elle réussit. Now, let's take a look at the verb finir. The verb finir. The verb to finish. The verb to finish. Je finis. Je finis. Tu finis. Tu finis. Il finit. Il finit. Elle finit. Elle finit. This is the verb to finish. The verb to finish. Now, let's look at the verb to finish. Nous finissons. Nous finissons. Vous finissez. Vous finissez. Il finit. Elle finit. Now let's look at the verb to think. The verb to think. Réfléchir. Réfléchir. Je réfléchis. Je réfléchis. I think. Tu réfléchis. Tu réfléchis. You think. Il réfléchit. Il réfléchit. He thinks. Elle réfléchit. Elle réfléchit. Elle réfléchit. She thinks. Nous réfléchissons. Nous réfléchissons. Nous réfléchissons. We think. Vous réfléchissez. Vous réfléchissez. You think. Il réfléchit. Elle réfléchit. They think. Now let's look at the verb to obey. The verb to obey. 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 J'obéis. 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 Tu obéis. Tu obéis. Il obéit. Elle obéit. J'obéis. Tu obéis. Il obéit. Elle obéit. Let's look at the plural version. Nous obéissons. Nous obéissons. Vous obéissez. Vous obéissez. Il obéit. Elle obéit. Nous obéissons. Vous obéissez. Il obéit. Elle obéit. Now let's look at the verb to punish. The verb to punish. Punir. Punir. Je punis. Je punis. Tu punis. Tu punis. Il punit. Il punit. Elle punit. Elle punit. Nous punissons. Nous punissons. Vous punissez. Vous punissez. Il punit. Il punit. Elle punit. This is the verb to punish. Nous punissons, we punish. Vous punissez, you punish. Il punit, elle punit. They punish. Now, let us make sentences. Nous faisons les phrases. Nous faisons les phrases. Je finis mes devoirs. Je finis mes devoirs. I finish my homework. Je finis mes devoirs. Je finis mes devoirs. I finish my homework. Elle obéit à ses parents. Elle obéit à ses parents. Elle obéit à ses parents. She obeys her parents. She obeys her parents. Now, the next sentence we're looking at is nous choisissons Monday pour la poste. Nous choisissons Monday pour la poste. We choose Monday for the position. We choose Monday for the position. Nous choisissons Monday pour la poste. We choose Monday for the position. Now, these verbs are regular past tense, and this is how they are conjugated. Remember, in our last class, we learned about the ER. Now, the ER, when conjugating it, you just remove the arrow and you put ES, EONS, EZENT. When it comes to our second group verb, which is the IR verb, you put IS, IS, IT, ISSONS, ISSEZ, ISSENT. Now, I hope we enjoyed this lesson. Always remember that hard work pays and practice makes perfect. I encourage you to go over this lesson, practice these verbs, write down your verbs, conjugate your verbs, and make good sentences with the verbs. Au revoir et à demain. Au revoir et bonne chance.